Alright, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to another video here on the channel. Today we're going to be talking about a situation that we haven't talked about in a few weeks, and that being the Katie Bugs versus GeorgeNotFound situation. In the first video that we covered during the situation, I decided to be more in the middle, and so after that video I started to lean more towards George's side. Of course, this is after George's first response to the situation, in which the video itself was pretty detailed, covering different pieces of evidence, text messages, pictures were shown, and honestly at that point I started to figure, you know, Katie in her original video didn't really show anything. It was just her reading off of a script and crying. Since then, other things have come out. The two have responded to each other both on social media and YouTube, with Katie's last written response sort of being more evidence that she just regretted the situation instead of actually having something bad happen to her. She also doesn't really take account at all for her actions. Like, for example, if you're underage and you know you're not supposed to be drinking, why are you doing it? So now not only are you inebriated, but you're also in a position where, yeah, things can happen. However, I feel like the smoking gun is kind of her saying that she gave consent herself. This is towards the end of her entire response where she says, "I didn't make the conscious decision to choose to stay. My friend left throwing up in her hand, and I didn't know she was so drunk that she couldn't hold in her vomit and passed out on our bathroom. And the more the night went on, the drunker I was. Like I said before, I put up with it in the moment because I thought that was the price I had to pay to be around such big content creators." So I don't know about you guys, but I don't remember either from George's side or from her side anybody specifying that was a requirement to be around Dream and George and all these other people that were there. In other words, nobody told her that verbally, and it wasn't even implied. So I genuinely don't understand how people are literally thinking that he did something horrific when honestly, and you guys know this, a lot worse could have happened, especially when someone's underage and they're continuously drinking. Yeah, you're lucky somebody didn't die that night. I remember I saw a clip of Destiny looking at the whole drama, and so I'll pair it off of his words a little bit here. You are extremely lucky that nothing crappy happened to you. So not only are you non-verbally giving consent by just sitting there and also going along with it, because you guys were literally cuddling there for like a good amount of time. And another thing that I want to call back to is the last paragraph of her whole message where she says, "We just met. Why did he think that he knew me so well that he could assume he know how I felt and what my mannerisms were and what they meant?" I feel like using that excuse would work if this wasn't in the setting that it was, because once again, not only are you both drunk, but you're also cuddling and have been doing so for a while at this point, all the while you're smiling at him and not really doing anything as he's touching you. I feel like this whole thing happened in the first place because you were drunk and you weren't supposed to be drinking in the first place, which lets you doing something that you regret, and now you're trying to call for SA and ruin some guy's career. Call me crazy, but I'm pretty sure anyone else with a brain in their head that went through this certain situation would realize that you guys were drinking the entire night. Yeah, you might have agreed to some stuff, non-verbally might I add, that you regret, but that's not grounds for saying that he committed a crime. And I'm pretty sure she knew that because she didn't go to the cops as soon as she remembered everything and started reporting stuff. There's no official documents or anything. And then we get to what's happening right now. This whole controversy that's happening right now is with her new video, where it sounds like she's changing her story a little bit. And so here's that relevant clip.
Clear up. It is fucking sexual assault. Okay? I'm not gonna apologize, say that it isn't sexual assault, that I'm not a sexual assault victim. The touching that he has admitted to many times, this touching that he admitted to not asking or getting my consent before he did, he felt up my tits on a couch with other people there. He stuck his hand up my shirt, under my bra, and felt up, fondled, whatever you want to say. He felt up my tits. Unwanted sexual touch is literally in the definition of sexual assault.
Now, the common defense from people who are trying to be on her side is that you don't need to know every detail of some victim's story. And honestly, dude, I think that's complete horseshit. That, along with the fact that people are out here saying that it's also none of your business. Like, motherfucker, you made it public so that everybody could know about it. Of course it's our business now. I really don't understand where people got that George only touched her waist. Both Katie and George mentioned that it was under the shirt touching. How does that just imply that it's just her waist? It wasn't until today that Katie made it clear that he touched her breast. Hold on. I think I might be going crazier a little bit. Or maybe I just didn't read that right. Isn't your waist also under your shirt? Like, isn't that also the same thing? I mean, this coupled with her last response, the written one that we were just going over, I can kind of see why people are saying that she's changing her story. And it does kind of seem like that. I mean, in her original video, she should have made everything clear. And once again, I don't want to hear that BS about it not being our business yet until she wants to tell us. Like, my guy, if you're telling somebody and it's to thousands of people potentially, of which now it is, yeah, I'm gonna have to see every bit of evidence. You're gonna have to tell me everything, all right? Don't leave anything out. I'm pretty sure that's common knowledge. Like, I don't understand why that's a thing. I might understand that for real victims, sort of, but not for people who just regret stuff. This whole thing about him touching her boobs, it makes everything more severe. And you'd figure like the most severe things would be used to condemn someone first during the initial statement rather than later. At this point, I'm almost sure that Katie's just making this up to farm some clout off of George. And also, I feel like George is also just apologizing profusely because he might feel bad about the situation, not really because he's guilty. I don't know, man. I mean, to me, if I were in her shoes, as soon as I woke up the next morning and started recalling my memories, man, I'm not talking to him. I'm just booking it to the police station. But no, she didn't do that. She started talking to him right after, and for months after that, not even addressing what happened or that she was uncomfortable with the situation. So when the second night comes around and she knows that there's going to be alcohol involved, goes there underage to drink, putting herself in a situation where things can happen. She ends up cuddling with the guy, all the while drinking more, even deciding to stay after her friends leave because they were so drunk, while smiling and showing no signs of disgust, giving nonverbal consent and letting him touch under her shirt, wherever it was, on her breast or on her stomach, which I'm pretty sure was in the original statement, all the while thinking that this is the price that she had to pay to be around content creators and get clout. Remember, at the time, she was okay with it. After the night is over, she then continues to talk to the same guy that she was quote unquote uncomfortable with for months without telling him anything or even going to the police. And now in 2024, here she comes talking about SA, even going so far as to let her friend tell the other side of the story, which shot her in the foot also, because she then wrote the response trying to clear up and correct what her friend said, in the process admitting that she gave nonverbal consent. And now she's trying to add more details which should have been in the original post but were left out for some odd reason. Details, mind you, make things look way worse. And so if I have that correct, I don't think we need to be talking about this situation anymore. Katie's probably profited off this more than Shubble even did, and that's kind of insane to think about. Anyways, that's going to be it for me today, guys. I hope you did enjoy. If you did, hit that like button. If you want more content similar to this, hit that subscribe button. I'll see you in the next one. Sub up, stay safe, and peace.